Hello, welcome again. Today we are going to focus on the three major functions that make up trigonometry, and these are the sine, cosine, and tangent. These are three functions. What are they? These are basically waves which use angles and triangles to deliver many functions in our lives. These functions use ratios to relate the sides and angles of triangles. In particular, when using a right-angled triangle like this one, which you have already discovered that just in case you have some angle here, and you name that angle theta, and this one is a right angle, then we have already said that this one then becomes the opposite of this angle here, and then this one is the hypotenuse of the triangle, and this is the adjacent of this triangle. The definition of these functions here states that in case you have a right-angled triangle like this one, then 1. The sine of theta will always be equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, which is equal to O over H. It goes ahead and says that the cosine of theta, stated as cos theta, is given by adjacent over hypotenuse, which is A over H. As well, it goes ahead to say that the tangent of theta is equal to opposite over adjacent is equal to O over A. For memory purposes, these formulae have been put into an acronym famously known as SO, CA, TO, WA, to imply that if you want to have the sine of an angle, then get its opposite, divide by the hypotenuse. If you want to take the cosine of an angle, then take the adjacent over the hypotenuse. If you want to have the tangent of an angle, then take the opposite over the adjacent of that angle. For example, given the triangle below, with the right angle around this place here, and the angle here 26 degrees, this one being 3, let us say 0.1 meters. Let us have them as meters, and the hypotenuse unknown, then we can easily get the value of the hypotenuse, we can easily get the value of the adjacent with ease. Let us try to see. At this moment, you will find that you cannot easily apply the sine function. The sine function, sine opposite equals opposite over hypotenuse, because this is not given and this is not given. So you cannot easily find that. But when you check the tangent, tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, you can see that because this is given, we have this one, then we can use these two to get the opposite to this angle. We can say tan 26 is equal to opposite over 3.1, implying that opposite is actually equal to 3.1 tan 26. And that would give us an answer 1.5117 and so many other digits. We can reduce this one to some decimal places, and at our level here it is advisable always to round off to at least some 2 decimal places, to 2 decimal places. When we go back up here, you can see that we can get the hypotenuse again using the cosine function by saying that cos theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, which would be equal to 3.1 over hypotenuse. And you would see that if cos 26 is equal to 3.1 over the hypotenuse, then multiplying both sides by the hypotenuse, we find that the hypotenuse would be equal to 3.1 over cos 26. This gives us a value 3.449 and other things, which can be rounded off to 3.45 to 2 decimal places. Sometimes we will be required to find the angle. Finding the angle. In this particular case, you will always be required to press the shift function or to apply the shift function of your calculator. You will always first press shift. You press shift, then you press the function. Press the function. That's the function. It can be sine, cosine, or tangent. And then you press the value. Enter what? Enter the value. And then press equals. And you'll have the answer. For example, if you look at this triangle here, this triangle with 6 centimeters and calling for some angle here, and this one is given as 8 centimeters, then you will see that here we have the hypotenuse is given, the opposite is given, but adjacent is not given. The angle as well is not given. So we may have to find that at least is only missing one of these. We shall now do the assessment to see what do we have. When you check the cosine function, cos theta would call for adjacent over hypotenuse. We miss this. We have this. We also miss this. So this one will be unapplicable because we have two unknowns. When you check for the tangent, you will see that it will call for opposite over adjacent. We miss the adjacent, we miss this, so this one won't work. But when you come and you check on the sine theta, you'll find that it calls for opposite over hypotenuse, and these two we have this is the opposite of the angle theta, and the hypotenuse is available, so we say it is 6 over 8. This one becomes 3 over 4. Sine theta is equal to 3 over 4. From here, if you want to get theta, you just take the arc sine stated as arc sine of 3 over 4. How do we press this on the calculator? You press shift, you press sine, then you press 3 over 4 and then equals, and the answer you will get is most likely to be 48.59 degrees. The result here has to be written in degrees because it is an angle, degrees, like that.